Welcome, friends. Sleepy here. We are in another episode in my community question series, episode 29. And the question for today's video is about how do you guys keep track of your game collection? I would love to know how you guys keep track of your collection. I know there's various ways. People use apps, people build their own websites. I know some people just keep track of it in their head. Some people keep track of it written down on pieces of paper. But I would love to know how you guys keep track of your collection. I will let you guys know how I keep track of my growing collection and how I'm able to keep track of the games that I have so I don't buy doubles. I'd love to hear your guys' answer to this question, though. You guys can answer it as a comment, or you can film a video response. If you do film a video response, just let me know about it so that I can check out your video, because I would hate to miss it. Not always alerted from YouTube when people upload videos, and I would hate for you guys to not get credit for the video that you filmed for me. That way I can find it, check it out, and enjoy it, and then I will also post a link as a comment on this video so other people can find your video response as well. And I do appreciate everybody who has filmed video responses for this series. I've had a lot of fun with it, and I've enjoyed watching your video responses. Also, I will be holding a contest at the end of this question series, and the main prize is going to be a console. Like, one of them is possibility is like a PlayStation 2 or a Nintendo Wii, and the winner of the grand prize will get to choose what console they want, and I will put some games with it so that someone will have a new console for their collection they'll be able to enjoy. And you can get entries into the contest by answering these questions, and we're on question 29. So if you answer all 29, that's at least 29 entries into the contest. If you do both a comment and a video response, you actually get both entries. You get 2 per video, so you can get like 58 entries into the video right now. And you guys can go back to any of my older videos if you didn't see them or forgot about them. As long as the contest isn't concluded, you guys can go back and answer those questions. I don't mind. I love seeing your guys' comments, the old video responses. It's great. Even the questions, one of my first ones I asked, feel free to go back and answer them, because I would love to see your guys' answers to those questions. So I'm going to let you guys know of a way I used to and what I do now currently that I have for several years. Now, an old way I used to do, I actually still have it. It's a reminder of where I started and where I've grown and evolved with my collection. But I used to have this big binder here, and I would print out the console's name, and then I had printed out lists of every game released for that console, and I would highlight the games I had in my collection. Obviously, there's some flaws to this, where sometimes the lists that people have aren't accurate, and you find things that are messed up, and I had to organize and change these. And then, of course, if you decide to downsize your collection like I have done recently, now you would have to change the paper, and and that's where it just came to, like, it just wasn't practical. But I used to take this with me along with game hunting, and I would see what games I had, like Nintendo 64, and I would have all the games highlighted. I would know if the game wasn't highlighted, it was one I needed to buy. And I haven't used this for years, but I just keep it around as a neat little reminder of where I started out with keeping track of my collection, because my collection is so massive that there's no way I can memorize every game I have. I end up buying doubles, and even with my collecting methods, I have accidentally bought doubles. But keeping track of my collection has been a great way to not buy doubles and know if I need a game or not. And I know, like my buddy Dean, he likes to do the old school handwritten lists, and he takes a picture of them, sends them to me. I keep them on my phone in a special gallery for him for games he's looking for, and I'll look on his list. Oh, he wants this game and this game and this game, and he keeps track of it. And he has a very modest collection. He actually has a collection that I would highly recommend. Don't go collecting a lot of shit like me. It'll take over everything, and it's hard to keep track of and know what games you have for this system and stuff. He has a great collection which he pretty much knows every game he has, and he's able to keep track of it with just his memory and stuff, which is really cool. So if you don't have a really massive collection, it'll be a lot easier to know what games you have for a console and what you don't. Now, when you have a massive one like me, you have to come up with a solution to know a great way. And I got this recommendation from a YouTuber that I was friends with, and I still watch his channel, and his name is Sick Cooper. He has his own video game store. Really cool dude, and he's the one who actually used to keep track of his collection by building his own website with a free website builder called Weebly. And I know that he got rid of that site, and he actually uses word processing to keep track of his collection, which I have heard of people keeping track of them through Microsoft Word and stuff, which I do have a backup of all my game lists in Microsoft Word, and some of them are in Microsoft Excel, and I keep track of my collections that way of what games I have. But I'm going to show you guys the website that I built for this collection. So we'll bring the phone over to the computer and show you guys what my website looks like if you've never checked it out before. So give me a second. So here's my website, just my little collection page, just Asian Sleepy's collection page. It's at asiansleepy.weebly.com. You could get it at asiansleepy.com if I wanted to. You could pay for an actual domain, but for me it's 100% free for them to host it. And you have different little templates and everything, really easy to build. And this is how I keep track of my collection, and I just have a little thing there telling people when they come to my page why I built it. And I've had this for many years now, but I can keep track of all the lists of my collection. I just click over here and I can go through, and let's say I want to see what games I have on my Xbox 360 collection. Well, we hit Xbox One, but that's right. I have a logo at the top so I can see what the console is that I'm at, and then it says, you know, Xbox One collection, and then I have them in alphabetical order of every game I own. So here's all my Xbox One games, and then I also highlight if it's a special version of the game, like the Gold Edition, or it's the Ultimate Edition Steelbook, or if it's exclusive to a retailer, a GameStop, a limited edition, collector's edition. So I know what games I have. I can just look in the list and look like, oh, I want to buy let's say there was a Dynasty Warriors 10 out, which there isn't, but there could be someday, and I can look on the list and be like, oh, look, I don't have Dynasty Warriors 10. Cool, I can add it. Or I can look like, oh, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Oh, I already have that game, so I don't need to buy it. So this list helps me not buy doubles. And then at the very bottom, I have a total count of the games I have. So I have 240 games for the Xbox One, and so I can keep track of every game on this site, and I love it. I also have a download section where I have those printed out lists that I use for my booklet, and I have links for people to download. And I put these up there a long time ago for some people to use. They're still up there. I haven't updated them in years, but they are still there. And then I also have a list of like the Xbox and Wii U games and other things I'm looking for in this list, so I can, you know, see what stuff I'm trying to keep an eye out for. And then I also have some pictures on there of things I'm looking for, and magazines to complete sets. And then I also, which I really like too, is I also have pictures of my collection. As I keep track of everything I buy, I do take pictures of them, and I have them on here. And one of the main reasons I do is for insurance reasons, because when you have your game collection insured, they want to know what stuff you own. And our insurance agent said that having these pictures and this website was perfect, because I can show what stuff I had if there was ever a fire or damage. Of course, you're never going to get full value back. You know, you're just going to get like a lump sum in your homeowners or renters insurance, but it's a great way to show stuff that you own and have proof and stuff for them. So having pictures is great. And it's also just for me, I can go through and look through and see stuff that I've picked up recently, and oh yeah, I thought I picked that up. Yeah, I picked it up. And then that's also for people who check out my site. They can see the pictures of the stuff I find in my pickup videos, and they can see them here. And it's just such a great thing, and I highly recommend if you have a big collection, you know, build your own game website like I did. It's free with Weebly. There are other websites you can build, but I found that Weebly's been just great, and it's something that I really do enjoy having, and it's something that's awesome. And I'm going to show you guys another thing, is I can access it on my phone on the go, which is an amazing feature, and I'll show you guys with my old phone here. So give me a moment, we'll go back over to where my other phone is at. Alright, so I have my site up. I can bring it up mobilely too, which is cool. You can edit mobile, but I never do. So I just literally, I'm on the go. I click here, and I'm like, let's see. I'm looking at, let's say I'm going to look at, let's say I want to look at Sega Genesis games. I literally just click Sega Genesis. Has the same logo, but it just has a mobile version of it. It says Sega Genesis Collection, and it shows all my titles in alphabetical order, and I have it on my phone. So I'm at the game store, I see a game. Ooh, do I have that game? Oh, I don't know. Let's see, do I have F-15 Strike Eagle 2? And I can look, oh, I already got it, I don't need to buy it. Or I can look and like, oh no, I don't have it. Cool, now I can buy it. And then again, it also shows me what total games I have. 356 games for my Sega Genesis collection. So this helps me never buy doubles and know what I'm looking for. And then I also can have that list of games that I'm looking for on this website. And then I'll remember, oh yeah, what's that game I wanted? And that's how I've been keeping track of, like, oh yeah, I want to pick up this game. Let's not forget about it. And I'll put it on the list of games to keep an eye out for while I'm out game hunting, because I won't always remember the stuff. And then it sucks, you forget you wanted to get something, and then you realize after you're home, and then you go back and it's sold off at the game store. So having this website has just been amazing. And like I said, it was completely free to build, and I got the idea from Sit Cooper, but I know he does like with the word processor, and so he finds that it's better for him that way. I can look at my PlayStation 2 collection, has a logo, and you can go through. And I downsized this collection. It was over it was up to almost like 1,000 games, but it's down to 719 for me purging a ton of those. But I love having this website, and it's been an amazing way for me to keep track of my collection on the go with my phone. And as long as you have access to the internet, you always have access to this. So it's just one idea I came up with for my collection, thanks to Sit Cooper's idea. Like, this is a great way for me, but it might not be for everybody, and there are other solutions to organizing your collection. Like I said, I had mentioned that I know that Sit Cooper, he had talked about how he kept track of his collection now through word processor, Excel, Microsoft Word, etc., and keeps all of stuff on his list. And he can download those files to his phone and edit them and that stuff, which is a way. I know other people that use those video game collector apps. They literally just scan the game and it puts it in a database for them, which is pretty cool. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for and buy. But I just like having the creative ability of the website where I can design it the way I want to, I can make it look the way I want to, and it's completely free. Now, if I had to pay for it, I wouldn't mind paying the $15 or $20 a year to host my site, because it's very useful for me. But as long as it's free, I'm going to utilize it. And I've had that website up for over 10 years now, and I really do love having it. It is such a lifesaver and a game changer. When I had that website, you just take the phone with you, you're out game hunting, you never have to second guess, man, do I have that game, do I not? Oh yeah, I have it. Oh no, I don't have it. It's so great to have it on the go with me at all times, knowing what they are. And then I also do have it backed up, so if the website was ever to get deleted for whatever reason, I have all the lists. I periodically will go through every few months, and I back up the list and update the new lists on my spreadsheet that I have with Microsoft Word and Excel, and I update those periodically so that I have a master list and I could just recopy if I had to build a website. I have all the pictures backed up and everything, so I'm able to keep track of my collection. But it's one solution that I think is awesome and I want to share with you guys, is building your own website. And that's how I keep track of my game collection. It's just way too large to try to memorize it or write it on by hand. It would take me freaking hours and hours, and that website literally took me a few weeks to build and design and all that, because it took forever I literally had to grab everything I had at the time. My collection wasn't as large then as it is now, and I had to type out every game I had, every title, and look and go through everything. So it was a long process, but it was really worth it. So if you have like a smaller collection, it'll be a lot easier to keep track of. If you have a massive collection like I do, it's a chore to keep track of, but it was totally worth the effort and time I put into building my own website. But I would love to know from you guys, how do you guys keep track of your collections? Do you guys have a website, or do you use an app? Do you guys just write everything down on paper, old school? Do you just memorize it in your head? Do you use the spreadsheet programs? You know, there's all kinds of different options out there, and I would love to know how you guys keep track of your collections. You guys can answer this question as a comment, or you can film a video response. If you do film a video response, let me know about it. That way I can check it out, and I will post a link to your video as a comment. That way other people can get that. You will also get entries into that contest that I will be holding at the end of this series, and I would love to read your comments and watch your videos. You guys can also go back and answer any of the previous questions that you may have missed. As long as the contest isn't concluded, your entries will count for that contest. So feel free to go back and answer any questions you missed from my previous videos. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have such an amazing day, and Sleepy will see ya next time.